Hello and welcome to my series about Chopin Mazurkas. Today we'll focus on two last Mazurkas from Opus 7, number 4 and number 5. On two of them because they are rather short, and they are both based on obedek, which is the fastest Polish folk dance. And first I show you a little bit how it sounds. Opus 7, number 4. So on, and it continues. We see people dancing. Immediately we can picture them. The group for two people, the couples dancing very fast. They're making circles. It's it's exactly like a obedek is. You can find on YouTube, I'm sure there are many videos about how obedek is being danced. And here we have a very interesting effect that Chopin is doing. Well, I call it the close the door effect, or open the door effect. What does it mean? It means that there is a party and people are dancing, but we have the door, and we open the door to see, oh, they are dancing, but then we close the door, and then this music, which was very loud, suddenly is, well, the same music, but it's very silent. Then again we open the door to see, and then again we close the door. So maybe it's like a kid, like a little kid. You know, the kids sometimes they like to play like this. And listen how it sounds. I play it a little slower so that we can get this impression. Very funny way of creating a kind of joke, I would say. What is another special thing, how the composer, how Chopin is creating this kind of circles, folk circles. This is being done by writing the notes like we go up and down immediately, up and down very fast in triplets. We call it triplet, 3 notes together. Up and down, and then just listen to the line. Then up, then again up, down, up, and then suddenly in the piano this is like an answer to the phrase, and again. It's really very funny. Left hand has the accompaniment, not very usual for mazurkas. I mean for this for mazur, for instance. So it doesn't have. This is not the accompaniment. Accompaniment here is just plain notes, 3 voices. And it's legato to be played. Chopin writes, so it creates a kind of technical pianistical problem. Legato with 3 voices. It is quite difficult. I must say, it is simply impossible. Of course, it's impossible without the pedal. And Chopin knew it very well. He doesn't write any pedal here, so he writes just, oh, try to get legato without the pedal. Well, good luck, but that's really hard, especially when we have 2 times the same chord. How to make legato the same chord? It is possible, but it's technically, I mean, it's not really common to play like this. We need the pedal. So the pedal is to help us to make this impression of the folk group of string players who play pam 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 pam, and then we have the accent on 2 and on 1. Then we have another phrase. For me, this is like a like imitation of the whistling, you know, whistling. I cannot whistle, so I will not show you, but many folk musicians, they sometimes whistle when they are playing. And here we have this kind of whistling. When we have the feeling, and now this one. Two times, and then again we go to the beginning. Well, I forgot to tell you at the beginning when this mazurka was written, but this is very important. We know for sure that it was written when Chopin was at least 14 years old. So we know it because Chopin wrote it in the kind of book for his friend, and he gave it to his friend when he was 14. That's maybe the reason why this mazurka is so happy, and I'm sure Chopin was playing it among his friends on parties. You know, that time parties were like they had a piano and Chopin was a pianist and he was a star already. He was sitting at the piano just playing, and everybody was dancing and they were having fun, and that's how they spent time. So probably we can imagine Chopin playing this actually for dancing. But what happened next is something very interesting. We have another kind of, well, we still oberek, but the accent is changing. Listen to this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Very characteristic. And at the same time it says dolcissimo, which means very sweet. How to do it? And what does it mean? Well, for sure it's a woman. If something is very, very, very sweet, it must be a woman. And it must be a nice woman, nice, beautiful woman. Well, Chopin, 14 years old, this is the age that he probably already started to like girls. And definitely he thinks about some of his beautiful friends, maybe dancing. And then we have everything is slowing down. Everything is just almost like the end, and then we have something mysterious, something that doesn't really fit to this mazurka. Listen. This is a very, very typical, almost like a quotation of a Polish folk song. Somebody is singing, so it's very far away. We have a kind of thinking about two people singing, two women singing the folk melody, and quite sad. So everything stopped. So it was like a dream, but then suddenly we go back to dancing. Surprise, and the end. So of course this mazurka is not really for dancing. Chopin was saying that none of his mazurkas are for dancing. They are not. They are just to listen to. This is like a masterpiece based on Polish folk melodies. But this definitely, there are a lot of parts in this mazurka which are easily can be danced. And now we go to Mazurka Opus 7, number 5. Well, in my edition, the Ekier edition, this is Mazurka Opus 6, number 5. But well, there are many versions of these two opuses. They were published together, and when I listen to the fantastic recording of Arthur Rubinstein, for example, the Mazurkas, he recorded all of them, and he recorded this Mazurka as Opus 7, number 5. And because he is my hero, so I look up to him, so I decided, okay, I will consider that Mazurka also in my recordings, which I plan to do, as Opus 7, number 5. And it's very, very similar. Immediately from the beginning we have invitation to dance. Yeah. double bass starts very roughly, but is going slower, slower, slower to prepare the space for the violin player, right? And then we have the pure dance. And now there is something very funny. Chopin writes here dal segno senza fine. What does it mean? In Italian, it means that from the sign, there is a sign here at the almost the beginning of the dance. At the beginning of the dance, play again from the sign without end. So endlessly. What does it mean? Well, it means that when I was joking, I remember when I started to learn this mazurka, I saw it. I was joking that, oh, so I cannot play this on concert, because if I play it in concert and I respect everything what Chopin writes, and then I respect dal segno senza fine, play it without end, it means endlessly. So I would die from hunger, you know, and on the concert by playing it over and over and over and over again without end. It surely has to end somewhere. Well, of course, it probably ends. I mean, I'm going to end it with the last bar on the page, but probably I will play it 3 or 4 times, depends. I'm sure it means, Chopin means that this definitely can be played in the party for dancing. With left hand, very folk accent on 3. And the pianist always, well, we must remember that this folk rhythm of Obelek, between 2 and 3 we have space. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, and here especially it must not be even, because if it's even, then it's not a dance. And then the violinist can play. The accompaniment of the left hand is very, I don't know if you noticed that it's very similar to the mazurka which I played before, opus 7, number 4. So this is another proof for me that they should be together. That's the mazurka. To be played very loud. Chopin writes here mezza voce, which means half voice, right? So everything, all this dance is not really very loud. It's something which is far away. And this is probably, well, of course, when Chopin was 14, when Chopin was in Poland, I bet he didn't play it mezza voce. Because for dancing it doesn't work. But when he was in Paris, it was already after Polish uprising, after when all his life changed. He was alone, he was far from his country, he was missing his country, he couldn't come back, missing his family, missing everything that was happiness for him in Poland back in his teenagerhood. So when he's in Paris, this dance for him is already far away. It's not real. It's something not real. And it's very symbolic when Chopin writes mezza voce. But very important, I think, for the pianist is to think about this mezza voce, half voice, so very silently, not as something which is silent, but as something which is loud, but very far away. In my opinion, this is in general the idea of all the mazurkas. because in many mazurkas we have the folk dances which are happy, sometimes kind of happy, but they are very silent. It's a symbol of the fact that the Poland is far away. So I hope you enjoyed this series, and in the next series next week I'm going to focus on the next opus, which is opus 17, already Chopin a little bit more mature. Thank you very much.